Hello, John Lynn here from Suburban Off-Grid Living. If you want to know more about anything I'm talking about, just click on the link below. Today I'm going to answer a whole heap of questions that I get asked very consistently after I do a talk. And one of those questions is, how are we doing what we're doing? So how are we doing what we're doing? Well, I suppose the first thing you need to know is what are we actually doing? So there's three things that are peculiar to us or particular to us. Number one is we get stable temperatures in our home all year round. The second one is we don't get an electricity bill, and the third one, of course, is we get paid by our electricity supplier. We actually supply electricity to them to the tune of about $4,000 each year, and we've been doing that since 2012. So the first one I'll address is stable temperatures in our home. Back in 1999, I designed and we owner-built the home that we live in. It's orientated correctly, the thermal mass is put in the right place, we've got the right glazing, insulation's all been done correctly. So there's all those tricks to do. So our home has consistent temperatures, fairly constant all year round. What that means is we don't have to waste electricity or any other energy, gas or whatever, for heating or cooling our home. It's pretty much the same temperature all year round. So that's our saving. That's the big saving, and that's the most important aspect of our home. It's very thermally comfortable all year round. We don't get an electricity bill because what we've done, well, since 1996 we've supplied our own power, but in 2012 we put an interactive system in, so we now supply energy into the grid. We can pull energy out of the grid as well, which was what we do. We don't get an electricity bill because we supply more electricity than we require, so we sell the rest of it into the grid. And the reason we get a big check every year, well, actually every 3 months we get a check. The last one we got was $1,139. I think the most we've ever got, that's for a quarter. The most we've ever got is $1,178. I'd like to do $1,200, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen. It has been down as low as I think $577, just under the $600 mark. But it averages out around the $4,000 each year, and has done since 2012. So the reason that happens is because we have access to the high tariff. That's not available anymore, but there are other opportunities that are always going to be available for people. Putting panels on now are probably about 1/5 of the cost of what they were when we put panels on. So there's advantages and disadvantages all the time. So whatever opportunities are available at the time you're doing something, take those opportunities. All right, so just to recap, the most important thing for us is to have a nice comfortable home. We don't need much auxiliary heating, so we don't waste much electricity doing that. Also, we've matched our energy requirements to our use. We cook with gas, so we do have an expense for gas, but cooking it's a lot more efficient doing it with gas than it is with electricity. No electricity bill. We just supply more electricity than we use. We averaged, I think, over the last few years about 21 kilowatt hours a day. We can get over 30 kilowatt hours on a good day. Sometimes we're just over the 20, but it averages out. We use a few through the night. We pull a few out through the night, and we use a little bit through the day. So it averages out about 28 cents a kilowatt hour for us to buy from the grid at night, but we sell into the grid for 54. So that's the way that works out. And because we produce so much more electricity, we've got a 6K system on our house. Used to be a 5K system, but we were allowed to put 133% over the size of the inverter. Our inverter is a 5K inverter, so that's now not allowed either. But we had that happen when it was possible. So that's the way we do it. Comfortable temperature. We don't get an electricity bill, and we do get dollars in the bank. All right, that's answering questions. How are we doing what we're doing? That's how we're doing what we're doing. If you want to know more, just click on the link below.